Aquarius, November energies are here, and the message I'm getting for you from Spirit is burdens be gone. Let's have an aligned Astro chat about it. Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your transformational tarot reading for November for Aquarius. And that burdens be gone is kind of interesting. I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. So we are going to be pulling an overarching theme for you today from the Divine Feather Messenger deck from Allison DeNicola and David Shearer. And then the deck that called to me today for you guys is the Universal Fantasy Tarot. This is by Paolo Martinello. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so let's see what we've got coming through for you guys. I feel like November is going to be kind of a big month for everybody. Grouse, embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. Interesting. So movement is going to be a really big deal for you guys. And I feel like this is definitely physical movement. I feel like for a lot of you, there may even be some like health considerations that pop up where you're recognizing, okay, something's happening and, you know, my blood pressure is really high or my cholesterol levels are high. And so I've been told I need to have more exercise. I need to move around. I'm definitely feeling a lot of that energy. For some of you, I feel like this might be also an invitation to, if you've been considering a relocation or considering moving to a different apartment or a different home. I'm hearing that this is an affirmation to be able to go ahead and do that, because sometimes when we physically move, we're shifting up energy that gets stuck and stale. We're releasing it so that new energy can flow. And I feel like that's a big part of what's coming up. So yeah, burdens be gone. I feel like burdens be gone through the power of movement and making decisions around how you want your life to go, how you want your life to look moving forward. Interesting. All right, let's dive into our card reading here. And this is you in the present moment, right now in your transformational journey. What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Ooh, I love it. Justice. Okay, I'm just going to put something here on the boobies because otherwise YouTube is going to have a fit. It's too bad because the image is so beautiful. Okay, so justice. Justice is about truth. And I feel like you're really questioning what the truth really is. I feel like for some of you, you're questioning whether or not you can actually trust the people around you. For others of you, I feel like you're questioning what your truth was versus what your truth is now and trying to reconcile the two. I feel like for some of you, maybe about half of you actually, something has transpired in the last month to month and a half that has caused you to kind of question certain things that you knew, or certain things that you thought you knew, certain things that you thought you could count on. And suddenly that it's not there anymore, or those individuals have maybe like shown their true colors, or something has transpired that has caused that to no longer be the case. And the justice card, I feel, is coming through to say truth will always out, right? Truth will always make itself known. It'll always come to the surface. It rises to the top. And I want to say this is something that you can be more intentional about in the month of November by asking questions and not backing down until you're receiving an answer that resonates, or an answer that fits, or an answer that makes sense. Now, I don't want to give you the impression, Aquarius, is that everyone around you, or Aquarians, that everyone around you is untrustworthy and because that's not the case. But I do feel like this has been kind of a long time in coming for you. There have been a lot of things where you've been like, I don't know why, but I'm feeling uneasy when I'm around this person, or I'm feeling really uneasy about this job situation, or I'm feeling really uneasy about this particular friendship group. And maybe you've been, continuing to just sort of show up and plod through and, figure it all out, and maybe even telling yourself that you're the crazy one. But you're not. And I feel like where you're at right now in this present moment, justice is coming through to actually dissolve the illusions, to really reveal what it is that you've been kind of feeling on the inside for a while, but couldn't necessarily put your finger on it. And now you're going to be able to do that. So that's really interesting. All right, the catalyst. What's fueling or hindering your transformation? I feel like the card flipped there. That's interesting. There we go. What's fueling or hindering your transformation? Is this resistance or rocket fuel? So here we have the Four of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. Okay. I feel like something has fairly recently transpired for you where you asked for something. You asked for assistance. You asked for something that you needed. Maybe you asked for something you were entitled to, something that you worked for. And you were basically told either you're not worthy of it, you haven't worked hard enough for it, or you were told flat out, you can't have it. And this is so weird. I feel like whatever this situation or circumstance is, it caused you to really go into a space of, again, trust. I can't trust anyone around me. I have to basically batten down the hatches and do all this stuff myself. And I feel like it's come at a time when you were, maybe it's a little precarious about that anyway, that you actually like leaned in to a situation or a person. For the first time, you took the calculated risk to be a little more vulnerable or to open your heart, and somebody just like stomped all over it. And I want to say, first of all, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Second of all, I feel like as much as you can, resist the urge to shut down as a result of this. Resist the urge to like completely shut down and walk away. I feel like what you have to say has merit and has value. They need to hear the truth about their choice and how that has affected you. I'm not saying you got to stay in a negative situation, but I do feel like you need to stay long enough to speak your truth so that when you are ready to move forward and move on into something else, you're not carrying that with you. Because if you walk away without saying anything, if you walk away without clearing the decks and speaking your truth, you're going to bring that into the next situation, and you're already going to show up with a closed down affect. And I keep feeling like that goes against everything that your personal goals for this coming year and just your own soul growth is against, right? Like you're trying to do the opposite. You're trying to be more open. You're trying to be to create more connection and to be seen in a way that feels authentic. And I feel like this person has come through, or this situation has come through, because the universe is kind of testing you. The universe is saying, okay, like how badly do you want it? Did you really mean it? Are you really ready? Have you actually learned the lesson? Did you get the lesson? Or maybe do you need to do one more kick at the can? It's not that the universe is trying to be torturous to you and say, have you really learned your lesson? It's not that. It's more of the, okay, you made some choices here. You've attempted to break a pattern. So we're going to give you practice. We're going to give you an opportunity to make sure that this actually is what you're ready for and where you're going. The universe isn't judging, whether or not you are ready or aren't. That's for you to decide and to determine. The universe is simply giving you the opportunity to be able to voice your opinion about it, or to clarify and to command and demand, oh, absolutely, I am ready for this and I'm ready to move on. So what I keep hearing here is don't necessarily take this so personally. Speak your truth and then move on. This card typically is a card of protection. It's a card of like hoarding wealth and greed, but it doesn't always necessarily need to be financial, right? It's material. But I would also argue that this can be about hoarding your emotions and keeping your heart behind closed doors. Who does that really serve? Because it doesn't really serve you. It serves you in one capacity because you're not going to get hurt, or you're not going to get duped again by somebody who, who lies or who you can't trust. But then you don't have the connection that you're seeking, which was the whole purpose of, opening up your heart space, leaning into this opportunity or this situation or this relationship. So, Four of Pentacles, I feel, is coming through as a challenge for you to keep your heart open. And it's the universe's way of saying, do you need one more kick at the can, or are you good to go? So it's not nefarious. That's perfect that the nudity card is now underneath. So thank you, universe, for that. Deep root. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation under the surface? Wow, Aquarius. So normally you really trust in your own guidance and your own intuition. You are, I want to say, the kings and the queens. You and Scorpios are the kings and the queens of keeping things to yourself, right? Keeping things sort of secret or hidden. Not that you're secretive, just that you're not necessarily going to tell everybody everything that everybody thinks that they need to know. You keep certain things to yourself, or you have particular individuals that you share those things with, but the rest of the world be damned, right? I feel like there's a part of you, whatever this has been, there's a part of you that has, you don't trust others because now suddenly they've caused you to not trust yourself. Their choices, their behavior it's kind of rocked your world a little bit. It's shaken you a little bit. I feel like when we're talking about this deep belief, wound, or soul contract, I feel like this is actually a wound and a deep belief. And I would say that deep belief is more of a limiting belief that is getting in the way. The High Priestess doesn't give a fig for whether or not you like the message that she's delivering. She's the oracle. She tunes in, she gets the message, she delivers it word for word, tone for tone, and then it's thank you, next. Moving on. This is, I want to say, a beautiful aspect of who you are and how you approach a lot of things. You have the ability to, I want to say, be emotionally non-attached, not detached. Like, yes, we all have that ability to detach. You do too. But I feel like you guys, Aquarians, over any of the other signs, have a beautiful gift of being emotionally non-attached. And what that means is you can still feel all the things that you want to feel, but you're not attached to it. It's not like you're clinging to it and you're trying to hold on to it and make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. When you are in balance, you understand that, oh, this is a beautiful experience that I can choose to be in right now, and I don't have to attach or associate timing with it. I can just really be present with what this is bringing me. And for however long it's with me, or I have it to experience, I'm going to be present and grateful for all of it. And when it's time to go away and give somebody else that experience, I release it with love and gratitude for the fact that I'm forever changed as a result of the experience. I feel like this is an innate superpower within you, but I'm feeling like, Aquarius, you're not necessarily using this. I feel like it's getting clouded over, almost like you've forgotten that this is a gift that you have. You've forgotten the natural, normal, organic way of being you in this regard. So I feel like November is bringing about opportunity to help you to get out of detachment and into non-attachment, because non-attachment serves your purposes much better. Again, I keep feeling like you're seeking a lot of connection, but it's hard to connect when you don't trust the people that you're around, and so then you close off or wall off your heart. That's not going to help you. Certainly not going to help them, but it's also not going to help you. So I feel like this is almost like coming up, because when you're able to see this and to move into that non-attachment space, it's a breakthrough. It's an absolute breakthrough. And I feel like that's what November holds for you. So let's see how this is going to move through you. What is dying away? What role pattern or identity has run its course? Yes, hanging on to the physical, hanging on to the material things, focusing on the material things, focusing on people and their materialism. I feel like it's a little on the nose, but that's the messaging that I'm getting is like, not that we can't have nice things, not that you can't manifest for yourself, all the things and the stuff. I feel like it's really about shifting the story of the motivation behind it. So, King of Pentacles, his whole purpose in life, the whole path of his life was to acquire so that he could then relax, safety, security, stability. We're in a particular period of time right now, Aquarius, where again, your superpowers really work well for you. You're very flexible and adaptable. So, where he's rigid and hanging tightly to stability and security, which quite honestly is a bit of an illusion anyway, you're kind of in this space of, all right, the world is in chaos and upheaval and perfect for me because I know how to navigate those waters, right? Like I'm the air and the sound wave and the air that can, go through everything. I can weave my way into and out of anything that I want with pretty much no effort at all. So I feel like what you're kind of releasing here is a little bit of groundedness or rootedness into the material of the world, lightening things up a bit so that you can step more into your superpower of flexibility that's coming up. Wow, really interesting. I'm loving this reading for you guys so far. Highest potential, highest Phoenix potential for you. Sorry, highest Phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes of this? What is your soul calling you toward? This is your breakthrough energy. Oh my God, you got the sun. Okay, so can I just point out that you have 3 major arcana already out of 5 cards, and you also have a royalty card. So that's kind of interesting. That's very telling. Okay, so the highest potential here, the sun. So we're talking about truth again. We have justice, truth, bringing the truth and bringing truth to balance, or bringing balance to truth. The sun, the light of truth, the yes, the celebration, the validation. Excuse me, the validation. What I love about this particular sun card is that normally the rider is solo, single. Here we have a number of different people, 4 different people that are in various modes of engagement with this rider on the sun card. I feel like I keep talking about like community and connection. No, connection, not community. Connection is what's coming up for you a lot. I feel like the sun card is bringing that. Like when you're shining your light, when you have expressed your truth and the truth is out there and the light is shining on it and there's validation and affirmation, now you've got connection. People are seeking you out. You don't even have to go to them. They're seeking you out. They're wanting a piece of the action. And I feel like that's really important because it's going to make you feel really good. It's almost like maybe your confidence has been shaken a little bit, and this brings back your confidence. And I feel like the people that are seeking you out are more on the level of who you are now and what you are seeking to build, what you're seeking to contend with. And I'm not saying that you're necessarily having to let a bunch of people go, although that may be a part of this. What I really would love for you to focus on is the fact that right now, this is about you tweaking your frequency. And it's like you're just tweaking it ever so slightly, just a little notch up. And all of a sudden, a whole new world opens up for you. So it's quite possible that here in November as well, you're going to be meeting some people that are a little more like-minded, like-hearted. And some of you may even be meeting these individuals connected to a cause that you believe in. And it's going to open things up for you in really big, positive ways. And again, I just want to emphasize, I don't feel like you're going to have to work so hard for it, which is going to be nice because I do feel like you're a bit tired. I mean, we all are tired, but I definitely feel that for you, that you're feeling tired. So your role in this process, how are you navigating this transformation? Are you resisting? Did I read it right? No, this is sorry, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yes, so this is what's emerging. What's just around the corner for you? What energy or experience is coming in to support the next phase? Oh my God. So you had the sun and now you have the moon. Fourth major arcana. This is a big month for you. So what did I say to you about the moon when we were talking about the moon in the, I think I was talking about the moon in the justice card. It's softer light. It's softer energy. It's not so harsh, right? It's not the harshness of the sun. It's going to show you a unique path. I feel like, especially with that high priestess, the high priestess and the moon have a lot of similarity. The high priestess card is connected to the moon, right? Intuition. Moon is also intuition. It's the internal. It's the subconscious. The sun is the conscious. The moon is the subconscious. So what's just around the corner? I feel like it's you connecting to the subconscious things that have been perhaps holding you back for a time. But it's also, I want to say, going to help with the connection to others, because you're going to be connecting with others who are also looking into their subconscious energy, into what makes them tick, and into rising out of old patterns and behaviors, kind of getting rid of the masks and moving more into authenticity in a protected space. So you're not being burned out. You're going within, you're getting the recharge, and that recharge really fuels the intuitive process. So I feel like your intuitive process is going to expand and increase. Your intuitive abilities are going to skyrocket. I want to prepare you that some of you may be experiencing through this month some physical symptoms as a result of some of this sensitivities opening up, the intuition opening up. I'm hearing dizziness. Some of you might have a little bit of nausea. Some of you may have a little bit of like memory loss or feeling a little fuzzy or foggy. Grounding is going to be really good for you. And I would say doing some grounding routines at night is going to be even better. Those symptoms will pass. And I'm not a doctor or a medical intuitive, so if you are having that consistently and you're concerned about it, go see a doctor, okay? But I do feel like it is connected to this sort of leveling up that's happening. And it's kind of a bonus that's going to happen, because once your body integrates, it's going to be there like that for you all the time. And you're not even going to have to work very hard for it. You're not even going to have to think that much about it. It's just going to be there, which I think is really great for you. All right, your role in this process. How are you navigating this transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Temperance. Oh my God, okay, yet another major arcana. This is a huge, huge, huge month for you guys in terms of, I want to say, turning points in life and in terms of how you're going to be moving forward. So really good stuff. So it's important for you to understand your role in the creation of the experiences that you're wishing to have. This can mean a lot of things. This is 150% alchemy for you at this time. Ooh, and there's some nudity. I'm going to just cover that right now. So I feel like what you want to consider in all of this is who you really want to be on the other side of this particular part of the journey. You want to get so clear with it that you can see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, sense it, all of it. Because the alchemy comes in I experience it, I feel it, and now the universe brings me resource for me to play with. And as I'm playing with that resource, I can see, okay, this is going to work for this, but maybe this will work even better if I add this into the mix, maybe these things will enhance themselves and then I can get a little bit further along on my journey. This is kind of going to be a slower path. This might get me there a little bit faster. Let's make the concoction. Let's see where things are at. I also feel a lot of like experimentation. Often when we think of alchemy, we think of the magician, we think of him, him or her, he or her, having their recipe book, right? I feel like for you, this isn't about a recipe book. This feels more like you're experimenting. So you're looking around, you're seeing the resources that you have, and you're saying, oh, okay, well, let me throw this into the mix and let me throw that into the mix. So you in this process, I feel like this month, it's a big invitation to be all in, to really commit to yourself and to commit to this process, to understand that whatever it is that you set into motion this month is absolutely coming to pass. And isn't that kind of fun? If you knew that everything you were going to do was successful, how would that change I just said this in a previous reading. How would that change your approach? If you knew that your success was assured, it wasn't a calculated risk. You knew that things were going to work out. What might you do differently compared to the way you've been doing things up to this point? That is the question that is ahead of you this month. Because I really believe that you're on the path to that success. It's there, but it's you actively, or you activating it. It's you saying yes to it. It's you stepping in and choosing to work with it in a very intentional and in a very visceral way. So visceral can be, tactile and tangible, but it can also be viscerally how you feel it and experience it in the body. Interesting. It's going to be a great month for you guys. Wow. I love this. It just feels you're a powerhouse this month. Circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? Two of Cups. Again, wanting connection, but wanting connection that matters. Wanting connection that makes you feel something other than fear, anxiety, trepidation, frustration, alone. I've been in a number of relationships in my past where I felt more alone in the relationship than I felt being alone, right? I felt more lonely in those relationships than I ever felt alone. And I feel like this is kind of what you're wanting. And again, I'm seeing here, like, it's the reflection. So I almost want to say to you, like, this could also be like hopes and fears, which is the next card pull. So I'm going to read a little bit like that too. Like, this is your hope. This is what you really want, but it's not what you have. So if we look at this, they want to be able to hold each other and touch each other, but it's almost like they're in two different worlds. This isn't a window. It feels like a mirror. It's like something, a barrier in between the two of them being able to connect. And I feel like that's kind of what you're feeling right now. And the people that not all the people, but some people that you've got around you, some, things that you count on and lean into every day, that's what it feels like. It feels like there's something always in between you that keeps you from feeling the full plug-in. It's like plugging in a plug into the wall just a little bit and it flickers every time you move the cord because it's not fully plugged in. So you get light sometimes, but not all the time. You get power sometimes, but not all the time. This, I feel, is what you really want to change and to shift. And the fact that it's showing up in the support system energy, the circles of support, says to me that you are going to be really making some discerning choices around who you're interacting with and engaging with. And you may be deciding that it's time for a change. You may be actually deciding that this isn't working for me anymore. I need to find something that's of more substance, something that's going to fill my love cup till it's full and overflowing. This is the soulmate card. So I feel like that's in essence what you're seeking out in a circle of support. And perhaps you haven't found it yet. And for those of you who have it, awesome. I feel like this is just making sure that everyone that's in that circle of support deserves to be there. All right. So, hopes and fears. What are you dreaming of becoming? And what scares you about actually doing it? Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So, I feel like when I'm looking at this, you do want to have things be a little more effortless. You want to understand more or have more time in your day or your schedule to be able to understand the why of things a little bit more. This can be you understanding yourself and your why a little bit more. This can be you understanding another person's why and them a little more. This can be you understanding why you're being tasked with this particular project at work, or understanding the why of it. This is like, I would say the Page of Pentacles to me represents the curious scientist, the young scientist who's learning how to set up a lab experiment, and there's no attachment to the outcome. It's the curiosity of the experiment itself. What am I going to learn when I put these two things together in a petri dish? What happens when I put these things together in a petri dish? What happens to them 3 days after they've been, put together? That kind of thing. It's high levels of curiosity. And it's curiosity again from almost like a once removed. Like you're fascinated, you love it all, but you're not attached to the outcome. You're enjoying the process of it. And I really feel like when we talk about hopes and fears, what are you dreaming of becoming? I feel like that's what you want. You want to not maybe have to work so freaking hard to get where it is that you want to go. You want to have the time to enjoy the journey, to enjoy the process of learning. I also feel like there's a component of you that wishes that you had more opportunity to be able to voice your concerns, to have a forum where you can communicate important information to those that you feel you want to communicate with. I don't know that that's for all of you, but I feel like that's for a big portion of you in this reading, Aquarius. And I feel like that there's something coming up towards the end of the month, maybe the 28th or so, that is coming up where you're going to be given the opportunity to explore something like that. And at that time, I feel like you'll explore whether, like on paper, in theory, that looked great. But now in reality, maybe that's not exactly what I want, or not exactly what I thought I needed. Or you're going to discover, yes, this is exactly what I need. And, it couldn't have come at a more perfect time. So I'm definitely feeling that there is a shift, and you're going to be likely making a shift in your scheduling, in where you're investing your time and your energy, and really looking for opportunities that allow you to be curious, maybe even get paid to be curious, and to not be judged for taking your time and being curious. So that's kind of interesting. Really cool reading for you guys so far. Okay, outcome. If you stay the course this month, who will you be on the other side of November? What is the result of embracing the full death and rebirth cycle? 7 of Swords. You're going to have a strategy. And how interesting that we started off with Justice, the Truth card. We got the Sun, the light of truth. And here we are ending with the Integrity card. And I feel like that is the outcome of all of this, is you're going to have a newfound strategy, new intuitional superpowers, or enhanced intuitional superpowers that are leaving you with confidence to be able to discern who is feeding you a line of bullshit and who is the real deal. I feel also like you are going to be coming out of this with a strategy as a result of, it's a strategy to get to this point. Realizing and recognizing, yes, I want to be more curious, or I want opportunities to be more curious in my life. And what changes do I need to make in order to be able to make that happen? You're going to get the strategy to actually be able to move forward with that. 7 is the number of divinity, and I really feel like it's important to acknowledge that you've ended on a 7. And you've ended on a minor arcana 7 because you've had so many major arcanas that it's understanding that you're going to get this. And even though there are big themes and big lessons here, it's not going to be that intense to get there. You're going to have a path, and it's going to be a fairly smooth path to get you to this place. Wow. I feel like November is just really going to be an eye opener, lots of confidence building, and some fresh opportunities that maybe you wouldn't have normally considered had you not gone through all of this who is trustworthy and who is not. Okay, Aquarius. So that is your transformational tarot reading for November. Wow, is it ever going to be a really incredible month for you? Can't wait to hear how this goes for you. Of course, if you need any kind of support or guidance throughout your journey, please feel free to click on the link in the description below. I'm here for you, happy to connect and support with you in that way. Otherwise, guys, have the most amazing November. We will see you on the flip side and transform well.